gravions, and the oscillatory static universe, hypothesis, by BSO, and the AI co-pilot. There has been a thus far irreconcilable divide in the understanding of physics. This divide is that there is no way to prove or disprove the existence of gravitons at the quantum level. Why is this a problem? Because our current understanding of physics on the macroscopic, i.e. life-size level, cannot reconcile with gravitational quanta. This creates problems, because while our universe is apparently one built on motion, change, speed, velocity, and movement in general, this all results in a causal universe whereupon cause equates to effect. So since gravity cannot be found at the quantum level, we must instead go deeper to the smallest conceivable unit of measurement, as is consistent with existence, the Planck scale. At that scale, there is no gravity as we know it, but that's just as we know it. The particle which is supposed to correspond to gravity is called the graviton. But since the graviton has never been observed, and we do not know how we could observe one, it remains only a hypothetical state of existence. But what if instead of a universe where motion exists and everything is a physical state of matter, what if the universe wasn't moving at all? Motion was an illusion, and time was an emergent property of conscious observation on gravitational quanta. Thus we enter the domain of the sublime, the graviton. What is a graviton? A graviton is the smallest possible distance between any two things on a Planck scale, and so forms a discrete packet of spacetime. The analogy could be thought of as a three-dimensional LCD screen. In a liquid crystal display, the screen is made up of sometimes millions of pixels that can change color and brightness to form images at high resolution. Similarly, in our analogy, the universe could be made up of discrete units of spacetime, known as gravions. These units are the smallest distinguishable forms of spacetime, formed into a lattice structure, or a grid-like framework for the universe to function within. Similar to how LCD pixels interact in a display to form an image, gravitational quanta, or gravions, are the pixels on which the universe takes place. And just like an LCD screen, these pixels can oscillate what is within them, that being energy. So, all within the gravion as energy is a resonance and frequency, at which that gravion is oscillating that energy. The implications of a gravion-based oscillatory static universe are not limited to but include 1. Quantizing spacetime. The model implies spacetime is not continuous, but quantized, meaning it is made up of discrete units, the aforementioned gravions. This quantization could help reconcile general relativity with quantum mechanics. 2. At the Planck scale, these discrete units become significant, and the usual concepts of space and time break down. Quantum fluctuations of spacetime are expected to play a crucial role. 3. Gravitational waves could be seen as extreme oscillations of these gravions, propagating their action through the lattice structure of spacetime. So, in this model of the universe, the fourth and hidden implication we can readily perceive as motion isn't actually movement of any matter through spacetime. Rather, it is the movement of spacetime as an oscillatory pattern. This would mean the universe doesn't move, nor does anything within it. There's only the gravion spacetime unit, oscillating energy at different frequencies, which then shift in relational patterns towards or away from other bodies within spacetime. Subsequent, what we perceive as motion and physical change, is actually the oscillations of energy resonances within the gravion lattice structure, creating the illusion of movement and dynamics. Hidden implications of this model include further that in a fundamentally static universe, that all motion and change are illusions, created by the oscillation of energy resonances. This aligns with some of the Copenhagen or many worlds theory, where particles don't have defined positions until observed. Another is that the interactions between resonances and gravions could be responsible for all physical phenomena, including gravity, electromagnetism, and other forces. At the Planck scale, quantum effects dominate, and usual concepts of space and time break down. This could mean our classical understanding of motion and change doesn't apply at this scale, and so could be implied not to function at any scale. This suggests a holographic principle whereupon the entire universe can be described by information encoded on a lower dimensional boundary. In the new model for physics, we can call the static oscillatory universe hypothesis the integration of classical mechanics, i.e. general relativity, into quantum mechanics, is no longer an impossibility. The idea must be validated with rigorous experimentation, research, contrasting, and comparison and juxtaposition with the old model. Finally, we must observe a state of the graviton oscillating on the tiniest perceivable units of existence. In this new model of the universe, the static lattice of gravions composes the universal stage of existence, and oscillating energy resonances within it compose what we know of as time. The reason being that time as we perceive it could be an illusion, an emergent property, rather than a fundamental aspect of reality. Why? Because time is fundamentally a measure of change throughout space, usually of the velocities or trajectories or directions of objects moving relative to other objects. Time is also the measure of change on living things, natural structures, stars, galaxies, etc. But it could be what we perceive of time is actually the energy within the universe, generating a pattern of behaviors for energy to obey. This radical action of the graviton and energy within would compose time, because what we consider time is actually the fluctuation of patterns relative to the occupants of energy to a graviton. What this suggests is a block universe, where the past, present, and future all coexist simultaneously. In this view, the entire history of the universe is laid out in a static, four-dimensional block of space-time. The flow of time is a mental construct, and all events are fixed within this block. This could mean time is actually a quantum entanglement phenomenon, where the links between particles are such a way that the state of one particle can change or influence another, irrespective of distance. Similar, time might emerge from the entanglement of energy resonances within the static lattice of gravions, meaning, like how an LCD is actually pixels of liquid crystals backed by photons, time is actually an image generated by the change of state in graviton and energy interaction. So at the Planck scale, where gravions exist, the usual concept of space and time break down, because time is not definable in a state where gravity is so discrete that it excludes time's existence. Thus, time is an emergent quality, like how an image emerges from pixel oscillation in an LCD screen, only it is energy within gravions. In our new model of the universe, there is no absolute universal time. Instead, time would be truly relative and dependent on the interactions of energy resonances within the static lattice. So entropy and information affect the direction of time, past to the future, with the present in between, meaning information is never reduced. It only amasses and complexifies within the block universe. So this could potentially lead to a new physics model, in which experimentation and research bridges the divide between quantum gravity and spacetime. So in our graviton-based universe, time would be an emergent property, arising from the interactions of energy resonances within a static lattice of spacetime. Our perception of time as a flowing entity would be an illusion, along with movement and velocity, as all events exist simultaneously within the block universe at all times and always in perpetuity.